let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
Stop! That's the signal! Go! Go! 6! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you here on the 12th of September. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com and the Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Hello, YouTubers. Good to have you with us this morning. Hit that subscribe button. We like our subscribers to go up. We like the video likes as well, so hit that like button and start leaving your comments in the comments section. You can follow us on our social media channels. That would be X, Facebook, and Instagram. Good morning, Ross Peterson. What's going on there, buddy?
Not much, man. Not much. Ready to have a fun Friday. Getting out on the golf course today.
So am I.
Are you really?
I'm going. I have to golf today. I have to golf today.
I just saw Coach Hurst say he has to work the Ryder Cup in a few weeks.
See, everybody had all this empathy for Coach Hurst yesterday because he was so emotional and he bared his soul
right away. Look at it, pisses it away.
Yeah, and then he comes in and he goes, "Well, I have to work the Ryder Cup in November." I was like, "Oh, or whenever that's coming up." You know,
yeah, when is that, by the way?
I have no idea. I have no idea when the Ryder Cup is, but you know, it's like, "Oh, coach," everybody's giving him a big pat on the back, giving him a big hug. They want to meet him in person. He goes, "Well, I'll be available in November because I have to work the Ryder Cup." Then people go, "Oh, okay. I see how it is."
2 weeks away, September 26th through September 28th.
Not that you get to work the Ryder Cup. You have to work the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, he's got to go to the black course of Bethpage State Park in Farmingdale, New York. Sounds awful.
Yeah, that's just it's a rough road trip, Coach. I'm sure you'll recover from your emotional distress, which that's a good way to recover. You need salinity, you need cleansing. You just go, "Oh, I'm at Bethpage and I'm watching the Ryder Cup."
Are you slipping?
What do you mean? Am I slipping?
Are you slipping? This is not normal Travis.
What do you mean?
Normal Travis would have jumped at the opportunity and said, "Coach Hurst, you're going to call in from the Ryder Cup, right?"
I was getting there. I was getting there.
I was going to milk this thing for content.
Yeah, I was going to kind of just, string it along.
You were building the carrot before you hit him with the stick.
Yes.
I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay.
More carrot, less stick. I need that. There's a good one too. More carrot, less stick.
Yes.
Okay.
Just kind of extending it out there a little bit. Hard realization last night, Ross. Hard realization. The empty nester syndrome, right? And I don't need people to feel sorry for me because this is one of those things, what you have to learn as you go through it. You just have to learn, right? I mean, people can prepare. It's like having a baby. Everybody wants to give you advice on having a baby, but you go, okay, whatever. And then you go, oh, they were right. So we've been alone now a week, right? We've been alone a week. And last night was one of those realizations, oh, we're really empty nesters. So we sit down to have dinner last night together. You've been in my kitchen. I have a pretty large island in my kitchen. Anjanette sits on one side, I'm on the other opposite side, and we just eat. And I'm just looking at her across the road, and I'm like, "Do you even like me?" I did. I go, "Do you even like me? Do you love me?" Because I'm not feeling the love right now. Do you like me? We could not have sat any farther away from each other in our house.
I've been in a lot of houses. You have the largest kitchen island I've ever seen. It's beautiful. I've said this many times. I love your kitchen, and I love being in your kitchen when it's full of your family.
Yeah. Now picture just the two of us in there.
That's a funny scene because the kitchen's huge. It's like, it reminds me of one of those movies from the 80s when they're trying to show you how empty the rich life is, you know. What is the well, there's a funny one. It's in Coming to America. Remember, James Earl Jones is sitting at the end of the one, and his wife is clear at the end. It's like,
that's what it was last night.
That's what it
was. And then you're sitting there, and I'm slowly eating my pork tenderloin, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can be annoying, just to get her attention.
No,
yeah, I know, but this is what I do, right? So then I do this, you know, just to see if I can get her attention. So finally, about 7:30 last night, I mean, she's in one room, I'm in another, and I'm like, honey, you want to go get ice cream? And she's like, yeah, I think I do. So we
took her on a little date. So that was smart.
I don't know if I'd call it a date.
Yeah, listen, we're gonna amp things up here a little bit. We're gonna use some fluffy language.
And then so we went and got ice cream. We got back to the house, and this is what I get. Oh, we were gone a whopping 24 minutes.
Back to the house.
Back to the house. So then I hop in the bed and I turn on High School Catfish and start watching that.
What'd you think? Did Unknown Caller?
Yeah, I didn't get all the way through it. So, you know, it was one of those because, you know, we were sitting alone, I decided to have some vodka soda last night too. So, but I got through probably the first half hour, 45 minutes. I'll finish it tonight sometime. It's kind of weird. No, here's where I wish I didn't know the ending, right? Is that because said person is getting interviewed during the show, and it's like, well, and I'm like, I want to punch you in the face right now.
It's a crazy ride. It's a crazy ride to go on. Because I knew one of the moms had done it, and I watched the documentary, and halfway through, I'm like, which one? Which mom? Because they both seem like they wouldn't have done that. And they're both talking like somebody else did it.
Well, I wonder if Netflix sat down and said, hey, we need you to do this.
No, she's crazy.
Yeah. So that's the weird part watching that. But I can't wait to get some of the text messages. You tried to inform me of how nasty some of these were.
I couldn't. You can't.
You can't.
I can't. I'm not trying to play prude. I dropped the F-bomb. You guys have all heard me cuss. Dude, some of that stuff's just stuff I don't want to say.
I'm talking from the sexual innuendo that she was.
It's unreal.
You're like,
this
wow.
lady is sending to a 14-year-old boy. Again, a lot of people have said this online. If the gender roles were reversed in this story, this would be a national story about an awful predator trying to bang his son's girlfriend. What a horrible human, sending this stuff to his 14-year-old son and then his girlfriend. And instead, we find out about it. I mean, it was the national story. But this lady's out of prison. That's the wild thing, is that she hasn't been, like, charged with anything regarding the boy. Child endangerment or something like that. It's...
Yeah, so I started going down that, and I think what freaked me out a little bit is that they put a voice to the text in that computer generated, and you're like, oh, that even makes it even creepier. Yeah. Makes it even creepier.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that adding to the creepy. It did.
Yeah. But so far, pretty well produced. I like it. I'm engaged in it, so I'll finish it tonight. But yeah, so you're golfing today. Where are you golfing?
Waveland Golf Course in the Roosevelt softball fundraiser. Golfing with one of my oldest, bestest friends, Josh Alton, comedian here in town, and a Des Moines police officer. Kid, another guy that I grew up with by the name of Ted Stroop. I grew up with his brother Tim. Ted went to Roosevelt. Of course, I went to East with his brother Tim, but then I worked with their dad for a long time at Wells Fargo, and his mom was my teacher. His brother was my classmate. He's now become my buddy and my neighbor. So yeah, it's a family that's like I've been intertwined with. And then his dad was one of my favorite coworkers ever. I had the best conversations. His dad was a brilliant man, brilliant guy.
I get to golf in the company golf outing, so I'm golfing with all other MCL employees today.
This is the one where they got you with the fake snake a couple years ago.
They got me with the fake snake a year ago. Yeah.
It was last year?
It was last year. That's been 1 year already since they got me with the fake snake. And I'm walking out of the office yesterday. I was in Kearney, Nebraska yesterday, which is, I literally drove 3 hours, did a 1 hour presentation, and drove 3 hours home. Not a very productive day at all. But I'm walking out of the office, and some of my team members go, hey, they're not going to get you with the snake tomorrow. I'm like, oh, gee, thanks. Thanks for the reminder that I look like a total fool. Appreciate it. That I took the bait.
Here's what I wanted to prepare you for. And I want to make you feel good here for a second, okay?
Okay.
But I do want to prepare you that they're going to show you that video, and you know what? That video is going to start floating around. You know what? You're going to have to prepare yourself to hear 1,000 times today. Man, you've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
man, and I hope that what they should say is, man, you look good.
It's funny because yesterday I did a presentation. At the end of the slideshow, we put up our contact information. Well, my headshot is still from like 5 years ago, and I just stopped. I'm like, and this is a crowd of, a pretty good sized crowd. I go, oh my God. And there was like, what? I go, I'm fat in that picture. I'm like, I suppose I should probably get a new headshot. But then I went and had ice cream last night, so I'm going to pump the brakes on a new headshot. I'm going to pump the brakes on a new headshot because I had ice cream. What? And, of course, my wife now thinks I have an eating disorder because I went and had ice cream last night. I'm like, okay, I just put on 10 pounds. I just put on 10 pounds. She's like, you have a problem. You have an eating disorder. I said, no, I don't. But it's just like, at least I'm conscious of what's healthy and what's not healthy. And I'm like, but I wanted to get away from the awkwardness of the long table last night. I'm like, honey, we need to go have ice cream. We need to go have ice cream.
I think we need to ask some of our listeners to like give you some other ideas too. Because Ray Q, he's like, I love being an empty nester. Anytime, any place, what he said. Now remember,
I think I'll get used to it, but it's just the initial.
That's
we haven't done this.
Maybe we need folks like Ray and some other listeners to give you some advice about these first couple of weeks. Like, you ever do puzzles?
No.
Okay.
And I don't want to start playing cards because nothing says old than sitting there playing bridge or something like that. Yeah. I've tried. I've said, hey, maybe we should bang more. That hasn't gone over very well.
But you're trying.
I'm trying. I'm just like, hey, here's an idea.
You got to use one of my favorite lines ever from the movie Bottle Rocket. Do you remember that one? It's got the Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson. They wrote it's the movie that they wrote.
That was like their first big one too, wasn't it? And was that a Wes Anderson movie?
It was a Wes Anderson movie. It was really they all did that. It was their first kind of come up. It's an independent film. It's under the radar, but it's freaking hilarious. And there's a great line in it for the situations just like this. Hey, the fact that I'm trying to bang you do it for you? And she'll go, no. And then your follow-up question is the best question. Well, is the fact that I'm trying to do it for you, do it for you?
And I'm going to get no on both. I'm going to get no on both.
But it's a fun question to ask. Is the fact that I'm trying to do it for you, do it for you?
Oh. I actually, and people go, you don't really do this. I'm like, yeah, just to make my wife uncomfortable because I know what she's going to say. So I just like to get a reaction. And it's always what I think it's going to be. Shut up. Shut up. Okay.
It's shoot or shoot, dude.
Yeah. Got to shoot my shot. For 29 years, we have not slept with the door open on our bedroom.
Wow.
And now she just leaves the door open every night. I go, what are we doing? She's like, nobody else is here. I go, yeah, but it's not like we did anything before anyway. But now I wake up and the door's open. I'm like, okay. Hey, coming up in about an hour, we've got the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo. So start thinking now about who is your weekly woo-hoo and who you want to say give a woo-hoo out to. and you can win a prize pack valued at $90, and it's going to be a good one. I know our winners have, I believe, collected their prize packs already. We've had 2 winners. We're going to be doing this for the unforeseeable time, so at least through February, I believe. You can win scratch match and win tickets. Of course, the Iowa Lottery is celebrating 40 years of Iowa Lottery fun, up to $100,000 in cash prizes. You must enter non-winning scratch match and win tickets into the VIP club before 10 a.m. on September 17th. So if you win, you got a little bit more time to get those non-winning tickets in. But again, we're going to be doing the weekly woohoo coming up, and that's call in only. You got to call in at 515-517-2303. I mentioned I had the pork tenderloin last night, Ross. I should have had some barbecue. Did you see what happened at the Wake Forest game last night?
I did see this last night. So I saw. Okay,
check this out.
Cool. Thank you. This is exactly what I saw.
This is the stadium at Wake Forest. They were playing NC State to start filling with smoke. Now, I thought this was an actual fire inside. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Get the hell out of this mobile home, because you had smoke blowing out. You know what I realized this was, Ross? It was the smoke getting in with that's not a fire. That's the light.
What? No. When you went by the first time, he had a fire extinguisher. That's a fire, man.
But not on the roof. I thought it was on the roof.
Oh, that is a light.
Yeah, that's a light.
Can you go back to the beginning?
Yeah, I can do that.
I was totally like, no, dude, that's a fire. What are you talking about? I swear to God, he's holding a fire extinguisher against this thing when they zoom in on him. What? So for folks that can't see it, it's Chalk's Barbecue. He's got a fire extinguisher in his hand as they go. That's a fire, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's a fire extinguisher. But the fire's inside the smoker.
Dude, you're right. There's not a fire on the roof. I thought that was a fire on the roof.
So did I. 100% I did too. I'm like, what is he doing in there? Because everybody's like, God, give him credit for staying in there. And then I'm like, hold on for a second. There's a light in there. And the smoke is making the camera iris kind of expand a little bit, and it makes it look like it's on fire. The truck wasn't on fire. It was inside the smoker. Does that take away from the story a little bit when you see it now and you go, oh, that's just a light? But that produced a lot of smoke within the stadium.
Oh, my gosh. I totally thought I fell for exactly what you said, Travis. I saw that clip exactly the way it aired right there. Didn't go back and I just saw it. I was like, man, that thing was on fire, and that guy was still standing there. All right, back to football.
Actually, pretty smart on the dude's part, because if you think about it, the whole stadium filled up with smoke from a barbecue smoker. Yeah, how many people wanted to go eat right after this?
It's like when you smell the Otis Spunkmeyer cookies and you forget how awful they are for a second. You're like, oh, yeah, I want to eat one of those. Eat it while it's warm before it turns back to plastic.
Do you think game operations runs out there and goes, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're smoking up the whole stadium. Sorry, man. I caught on fire.
Dude, I actually think it looked intentional.
I mean, he's
home field advantage. Yeah. Home field advantage. We have Chaco come out and smoke the stadium every day for practice, too. You guys don't even know how to.
Everybody in the stadium's going, they're like, hey, no bugs. This is great. There are no more bugs. The mosquitoes are gone.
Yeah. You guys play at Eastern Michigan this week? Yeah. Are you smoking out practice? Huh? Yeah, man. You know how, like, when you go to Colorado, you got to try to imitate the altitude? At Eastern Michigan, they smoke you out. Is that where it was? Was it Eastern? No, it was. Where was the game?
I don't even remember. Don't even remember. But it wasn't a home field advantage because Wake Forest got beat last night at home by North Carolina State.
That's what Wake Forest. Yeah. Be careful going down to Wake Forest, man. Those dudes smoke you out.
If you haven't done so already and you've signed up for the Roster Baiters College Football Pick'em Poll, you need to get your picks in. Here are the games this week. You got Colorado at Houston. You've got Kansas State at Arizona. You got Clemson at Georgia Tech. Georgia at Tennessee. Pittsburgh at West Virginia. South Florida at Miami. Florida at LSU, Texas A&M at Notre Dame, Vanderbilt at South Carolina, and Minnesota at California. Those are the games. If you haven't made your picks yet, please do so. And I'm getting to who's leading this so far. I'm not. I'm in the middle of the pack, but
dead last.
Yeah,
who's leading it?
Blackie 75. With 182
75.
Points. Blackie 75 with 182 total points. Lee Reynolds is second with 165 points. GBR Joe is in third place, and that would probably be Go Big Red. So we got a Husker fan listening to this with 164 points.
Fun games tonight, dude. Colorado at Houston, K-State at Arizona. I take that back. 2 fun games. Indiana State at Indiana is not a good game. Colgate at Syracuse isn't good. New Mexico at UCLA, I have no interest in that. But 2 good games, right? Colorado at Houston, K-State at Arizona.
Well, I think Iowa State fans need to be dialed into that Arizona game because that's who's next on the docket for the Cyclones. And this is for a number of reasons. We're going to find out really how good Kansas State is. Kansas State is 1-2 on the season. Lost to Army last week. Goes to Arizona. Arizona's 2-0. They've put up over 40 points in their first 2 games. And this is kind of where that Iowa State thing falls in. Is don't let tomorrow Iowa State be that trap game. You're coming off that big game win against Iowa. You've got a patsy in Arkansas State that just gave up 56 to Arkansas, and start thinking about Arizona next week. Just go in, take care of business, get out of there, and then dial in for Arizona.
Trav, how weird is this? All that stuff you said. Kansas State is on the road. Kansas State is 1-2. They have not looked good. We've had people call in and say, hey, that Iowa State win in Dublin doesn't mean anything because K-State sucks so bad. Arizona is 2-0. K-State's a 1.5 favorite. That should be a good game tonight. Also, I think the Houston game, Houston is like 3-point favorites over Colorado. Yeah. So that should be a good one also.
That's going to be a big one for Dion. A lot of people are going to watch Dion, how he does without his 2 elite players. But yeah, so those are good games. I'm going to be watching that Arizona game because I want to see what Iowa State has to face next week.
Yeah, I agree. That'll be a fun one to watch.
And believe it or not, that's what I like about these Friday games. When you get to, because a lot like tomorrow, I'm glad Iowa plays at 6 because we're going to watch a lot of good games, and we'll get to some of those games beforehand, but we get to watch it. But if Iowa's playing, we kind of take our attention off other games and don't pay attention to them. I get to watch Arizona tomorrow just to dial in and say, okay, I can constructively talk about Arizona next week when they take on Iowa State.
And remember, Trev, not next week. Ryan's reminding you. Next week's a bye week. So
2 weeks.
Saturday,
2 weeks.
Next Saturday, we don't have any. Well, we got Drake and you and I next Saturday. But next Saturday will be an open Saturday because the Hawks play on Friday. Iowa State has the bye week. So,
yeah, I always get the bye weeks confused. I'm in this rapid fire. Forget the bye weeks. Just you're playing every single week. I forget that there are bye weeks.
As a fan, they suck.
I'm kind of with you.
Like about Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, you're like, oh, guys get to get healthy. We're going to be back to 100%. And I'm like, Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm like, bye weeks are stupid.
Yeah, because you, as a fan, you want that weekly rush.
Yeah.
Tyler puts it best. Iowa State has 3 4-game seasons. Good way to look at it.
Yeah,
4 games,
I like that.
Bye, 4 games, bye, 4 games. It's all lining up for Iowa State to make the college football playoff. It's all lining up there. They just got to go get it. I don't think they falter tomorrow. It wouldn't be surprised me if they didn't look fantastic. But just don't stub your toe. That's the big thing. I think Iowa State's at 3 tomorrow. Iowa's at 6. We're going to be talking a lot more about the Iowa game coming up a little bit later on in the show. Tyler Kluver, host of the Washed-Up Walk-ons podcast, scheduled to join us at 7:30. So get ready for that. And don't forget, after the Iowa game tomorrow night, which will be right around 9:30, it's the Black and Gold Rush live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. Ross and I will be going for 2 hours, taking your phone calls, taking your feedback, talking about what better be an Iowa win over UMass. We better be talking about a butt whooping, how great Mark Gronowski is, and the improvements that were made against an inferior team.
I get those expectations make for an entertaining show.
They do. They really, because if you don't live up to those expectations, people are going to be on fire.
Yeah,
they're going to be on fire.
I guess maybe it's going to be entertaining either way, Travis, because my expectations are 180 degrees from what yours are. It's going to have to be proven to me, and not against UMass. Even if Gronowski throws for 250 against UMass, I think we're going to get a phone call tomorrow that says, hey, do we just have a D3 quarterback? Do we have a D2 All-Star?
So right now, unless he does it against Rutgers or a Big Ten opponent, it doesn't matter. I want to be clear. I'm more predicting how people are going to. I don't know. Yeah. I'll say that. It's not going to matter to me if he blows up UMass. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Before we take a break, Brian says, I know I'm late here, but how good is Peaky Blinders? Because we were talking about shows on Netflix earlier. I don't know if Ross has watched Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders is one of my favorite shows on Netflix. If you like gangster type stuff, you're going to love Peaky Blinders. I highly recommend it. There's like 8 episodes or 6 seasons, rather, like 8 to 10 episodes in each season. Very much worth the watch. Very much worth it. Matter of fact, I just plowed through it for the second time a couple weeks ago. My wife's like, what are you watching this again for? Because I want to get more information. And I like Peaky Blinders.
I've said this to Courtney before. I can't imagine I'm going to be on my deathbed and my last breaths are going to be like, I wish I would have watched Peaky Blinders.
No, but you'll go down a rabbit hole of something on YouTube. You're like, I'm so glad I watched They Didn't Land on the Moon.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm dying knowing that they did not step foot on the moon.
Courtney the other day was like, I heard the other day that doing squats adds like, for every squat you do, it adds like 14 minutes to your life. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to make those last 14 minutes miserable. Those last 14 minutes, I'm going to be going, I could be dead right now. You kept me alive.
Yeah, you're going to be in pain. Like, why did you have me do that one extra squat? I could have been dead 14 minutes ago, but you made me squat. And it was that squat where I put you on my back, and then I showed you I could do it. 515-517-2303. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig, plantation rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
The end of summer means back-to-school shopping, new clothes, and school supplies. It also means the start of fall with all the incoming rain, rough roads, and eventual snow. For the month of September, we are offering a buy three, get one for $1 on select tires, $10 off all wiper blades, and $25 off installs of new batteries. Tackle the seasons without hurting your pocketbook. Give us a call or schedule online at willisinfinity.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Oops, I hit the wrong button. There we go.
Oh.
Don't forget, if you want some Rush Radio merch, of course, I'm drinking out of the Rush Radio coffee mug today.
Busted
I don't know.
Mine.
You busted yours?
I busted it yesterday, dude.
Dude.
I'm a dumbass. Have we covered this before? I'm a dumbass.
No. How did you bust your Rush Radio
Again,
coffee
before I
mug?
start this story, save space here. I'm a dumbass. So again, I go back and forth. I use the Yankee mug. I've got a couple coffee mugs that I use, right? The Rush mug, it was going through the wash. I brought it back upstairs. Instead of setting it on my counter where I keep some of my coffee mugs, I set it on the sink. Why? I don't know. What, I'm going to put my freaking toothbrush in it? I don't know why I put it on the edge of the sink. And then yesterday, I'm getting ready. I'm doing stuff. I bump the sink. It falls into the bowl, hit just right, chipped the end of it. Oh, took a chunk out of it. So good news is we're going to make a little cash because I'm buying me a new coffee mug.
I'm kind of a coffee mug snob, and I know this looks like a generic coffee mug, but it's weighted right. The cup feels good in my hand, and it's a good 12 ounces, and it's now my favorite mug. And I'm not saying that because my name's on it and because our show is on it. And if you would like to drink out of a Rush Radio coffee mug on a daily basis, just go to therushradio.com, click on the merch tab, and you can make your orders there. In fact, you can buy shirts, sweatshirts, hats. Hell, you can get a pillow if you want a pillow. If you want to sleep with Ross and I every night,
no,
feel free to do so. And we have black and gold rush gear up there as well. And I'm still working on the roster baiter shirt. Matter of fact, I got to talk to my graphic artist about that today. Say, hey, you're kind of slacking here. We need the roster baiter shirt because we haven't had a new design in a while. But again, 15% of the profits go to Can Play Iowa. So you're going to help a great organization out as well. So go to rushradio.com, click on the merch tab, and like Ross will, get a new Rush Radio mug or whatever you need.
What's the legalities of this? And I don't mean, and I'm not just doing this because I'm wearing my UNI. Coach Steps this yesterday.
Yeah.
He had such a great line. He had a couple of just freaking home runs yesterday. We were talking about, changing jobs and moving around. And he said, my dad always said, your head and your heart better be where your ass is.
And by the way, isn't that amazing? If you really took away from that, the influence your parents have on you, and that was drilled into his head. He's not been a mover by any means.
Nope. My dad told me relationships are more important than opportunities. People are more important than things. And I remember that.
Experiences are more important than things. Like, would you rather have the boat or would you rather go on a Camino, right? Because on your deathbed, you're going to be, I wish I would have bought the boat. No, you're going to be, I'm glad I went on that Camino.
I wish I had a boat too, though.
That's fair.
Cake and eat. That was a fun one. I like that line a lot. Is that something? I mean, can you take a saying like that? And not that I want to make.
What was the saying again?
Your head and your heart better be where your ass is. And which, again, maybe it doesn't make sense on its own. In that context, I thought that's a brilliant line. That's a really, really, really smart thing. And maybe because dude, my roots are deep. My feet are planted here in Des Moines. I've been here my whole life. And I don't mean my roots are deep here, but like family-wise, my mom and dad were the first family in Polk. My cousins and my grandparents all lived way out of town. But I'm not leaving. I don't know. So maybe it just hit home.
I like the saying is actually pretty cool. But now I'm trying to overanalyze it and go, what's more important, your head or your heart? And to me, it's your heart. Because if your heart's somewhere else, your head can be there, but you're yearning to be somewhere else.
We've all had our head in a different space.
Yes.
If your heart's in a different space, you're in trouble. That's a good point.
He should put that on a wall. That'd be great. Coming out the tunnel in the Unidome, your head and your heart better be where your ass is. I like it. You know where my head and my heart and my ass is going to be on Tuesday, Ross?
Willis Automotive.
We were talking about the experiences you can have. Willis is giving you an amazing experience with the new car show. They're going to be giving away a trip to Seville, Spain. That's right, Seville, Spain. And they're going to let you drink. They're going to let you eat. They're going to let you look at some really cool new cars, Infinitis, Cadillacs, Minis, Nissans, Lexus, Land Rover, Volvo, you name it. Got a great lineup of food.
The food.
But it's just put it this way. You're going to be walking around. You're going to stop by Cadillac and have shrimp cocktail and antipasta skewers. I mean, you get shrimp cocktail? Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, there's barbecue in the service department, right?
Huh. Yep.
Yeah. It's going to be an event. I'm excited about Tuesday. Open to the public.
4:45 to 7. Ross and I are going to be there. Now, we're going to be walking around. I mean, as much as I want to just plant my ass, my head, my heart in one spot, I want to see some cars. So that's what we're going to be doing. Willis New Car Show, Tuesday the 15th. Book it. Yesterday, we were talking about home runs. And this is kind of a weird place we're going to go. Mike Trout hit his 399th home run last night, Ross, ending his longest drought in his career of plate appearances without a home run. The last time he hit a home run was August 6th. He had 125 plate appearances before he hit 399. Now, Trout not having a great year. He's hitting, I think, 235, 58 RBI. We were talking about that 500 home run mark. Is Mike Trout going to get to 500?
No. Mike Trout a Hall of Famer?
Here's what's funny about this is that I've always avoided asking that question to you because since the day I met you, you've been telling me about Mike Trout, greatest player on the planet at one time,
for a long
time. Going to
time.
be for sure like almost like a first ballot Hall of Famer. And now we've backed it up to, is Mike Trout a Hall of Famer? No World Series titles, right?
No. No.
Played on the West Coast.
And that's of no fault of his own, I don't think.
Now, 11-time All-Star, 3-time MVP. That says something.
I think that might be enough right there. 3-time MVP,
Yeah,
11-time All-Star.
MVP.
That's it. That I don't like, because again, we went through the numbers thing. Remember, you were like, hey, the 500 home runs, those guys are all Hall of Famers, right? No. Turns out there's several of them. Palmeiro, Bonds and McGuire.
Roids.
Sosa, Gary Sheffield.
Roids.
Several of them that got the number but didn't do but didn't aren't in the Hall of Fame. So it's not the number. Somebody wrote no. And Tyler says Trout is not a Hall of Famer. I think he is. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And yeah, Travis, he was on that track. He was on a track to be a Mariano Rivera type of career, a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer, an Ichiro type of career. And injuries and
how old is
really
Mike Trout? Is he 35? Is he in his lower 30s or is it like mid 30s?
Got to be mid to late, right? 34 years old.
The dude just deals with injuries.
I know it's an overused stat. His career WAR is 87.2.
What does that mean? Speak in layman terms to me.
That means that of all the baseball players of all time, he ranks about 30th. That means that if you took the average baseball player and put him in the games instead of Mike Trout, the Angels would have lost 80 more games than they lost. That number, here's the other guys that have WARs above 80, okay? I'll just start at 80 and go up because you're going to miss guys like Pete Rose, Joe DiMaggio. They're all in the 79s. The 80s start with Rod Carew, Ken Griffey Jr. You ever heard of those guys?
Hall of Famers.
Chipper Jones, George Brett, Wade Boggs, Jimmy Fox, Al Kaline. Mike Trout's right in there with Adrian Beltre, Roberto Clemente. This is the career the guys had. And that is again that kind of generic stat of your career, offensive and defensive put together.
That right there makes him a Hall of Famer, though, right?
I think he's a Hall of Famer. I do.
But I can agree with what I mean. Young Mike Trout, maybe one of the best baseball players to play the game.
Dude, it's hard.
Older Mike Trout.
But it's hard at the end of the career, man. We're seeing these guys in today's lens. It's almost like a vacuum. You see them right now. And seeing them right now, you go, oh, it's hard to see. Let me throw another name at you. Is Mookie Betts an All-Star or a Hall of Famer?
I haven't watched enough of Mookie Betts to tell you.
That one's kind of hard for me. I don't think he's as famous.
Jason says, why didn't he leave Anaheim? Let's go back to the Todd Stepsis. Your head and your heart better be where your ass is. I think he's generally been a loyal guy.
They paid him. Let's be honest. I mean, they paid him.
Well, yeah.
But I agree with that, Travis. He's kept his head clean in L.A. Again, superstar is such a weird word because that was one of the knocks. It's like, man, how come baseball can't make this guy a superstar? Tim's right. Tim is absolutely right. If he was a Yankee, they'd have a statue of him in Monument Park.
Do you think he finishes his career in Anaheim, or is this one of these like, man, you're hitting 235, you've been injured, we can still get a little money for you, get some value out of you, Yankees might take you? It's funny how it's freaking LA. And if you're a Dodger, it's completely different if you're an Angel.
That's a good point. I mean, Trav, the guy had a 5-year run that is just amazing from 2012 to 2016. And even you can go up to like 2019 where his numbers are staggering. He's either leading the league. He leads the league in multiple categories in those years. Either and significant categories, not walks. He's leading the league in runs, RBIs, stolen bases, walks, on-base percentage, slugging percentage. My God, 4 different times he ended a season with an OPS over 1,000. Yes, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Rookie of the Year. Finished in the top 5 of the MVP, Travis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years in a row. He finished in the top 5, and most of those years he was first or second. Yeah, Mike Trout's a Hall of Famer. I'm convincing myself.
So the fact that you asked the question is recency bias.
Yes,
right.
That's a good way to put it.
Now, what may change is he a first ballot, second ballot, or third ballot? Right? I mean, just because of recency bias. And who, I mean, you would assume a first ballot, but I mean, hell, you got a lot of people now who are working on the same recency ballots going, no, he's not one. The numbers you just said validate it.
Dude, I hate the first ballot, second ballot. I mean, I'm glad guys get multiple chances.
Yeah,
I hate that baseball writers hold that power to go, no, I've decided Mike Trout isn't worthy yet.
Who should decide, when it comes to Hall of Fames? And I don't know enough about the basketball. The basketball one is like the least popular Hall of Fame, right? Because it's in Massachusetts somewhere, isn't it?
I don't even know. I know where the football one and the baseball one are.
Yeah.
I know where the wrestling Hall of Fame is. Used to be. But I don't know about the basketball one. I don't know. Anyway.
I think it's in Massachusetts.
Internet knows.
The Google machine knows. But and this is what I mean. It's like the least popular.
Springfield, Massachusetts. The Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm looking at pictures of a building I've never seen before.
But I know there's got to be criteria. The football does it. What they have a committee and they do the unveiling where they make the phone calls, say, hey, you're going to be a Hall of Famer. Baseball has this voting thing by baseball writers. Do you think that's how the baseball one should be done? Or should it be done by players?
Well, they do have a players committee.
Players committee is for guys who haven't been on.
It's get the guys that don't get voted in by the writers. I don't know. I haven't thought enough about it I think that in baseball, it's weird how every year most years you also induct somebody posthumously. It's like this umpire from the 30s gets put in the Hall of Fame. And what about Tim McClellan? Tim McClellan should be in the Hall of Fame.
Does Pete Rose get in posthumously now that his ban has been lifted? That would piss me off. That would really piss me off. He's dead. He can't hurt us anymore. He never really hurt you before.
Hurt us anymore. I just have a really hard time trying to support Pete Rose, man.
I get it. And I just need you to separate the human from the baseball player.
I know, and that's and there's lots of reasons why you should do that, but we shouldn't celebrate a life like that. I don't think.
I think have you ever been like to the Clinton Museum down in Little Rock?
No.
I highly recommend it.
Okay.
I mean, any president, I'd love to get over to the Hoover Library in West Branch. I mean, I just think presidential libraries are pretty cool. I've been to the Clinton one. It was a phenomenal tour, phenomenal library, but they don't ignore
the bad.
I mean, it is brought up.
They've got the blue dress on display.
Yeah, it's actually in a glass case. Right. It's all stained. Okay,
yeah,
I'm being
right.
Because that's part of presidential history. So it's now, is it a major part of it? No, I mean, you're going to skew it your way. I get it, but they don't ignore it by any means.
I've always said, Trav, that what they should do, you're right, is they should acknowledge the whole story. His plaque should say, nobody had more hits than this guy. They called him Charlie Hustle. Gritty, blue collar, Philly, Cincy, tough towns, tough guy, Montreal. He played at all of them, and he was the rock star of all of them. And then, and you're right, that's what it should be.
And no different with Bonds. No different than
Bonds is a tough one because, dude, what do you say? What can you put in? What can you etch into stone about Barry Bonds? You can't
never
say
tested
steroids
because he never tested positive, did he?
No,
never admitted. He still wasn't me.
He is again.
Wasn't me.
Lance Armstrong. Pete Rose.
Lance
OJ.
Armstrong at least has come out and said when he couldn't find it, okay, I did it, but so did everybody else.
After I destroyed a whole bunch of people's lives. Yeah, you know what? They were right. Carrie says the JFK library is amazing. I've never been to any presidential library.
Well, you could start in Iowa. You know, you could just go over to West Branch, go to the Hoover Library.
We had a what?
Now they're getting to be so massive and boondoggles of projects. You know.
Oh, you're talking about Obama's. That's the only one that you could possibly be talking about.
You don't think Trump's is going to be an inflated thing?
I mean, it's absolutely. But Obama's hasn't been built. Did you know that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like taking forever. Is George W.'s open up yet?
I don't know. I don't know. I just heard this thing about Obama's the other day. I was like, oh, wow, that seems wild.
Well, combine the fact that you're trying to build it in Chicago, that adds even more red tape to it.
Well, they should just got some nice ground opening up down by the lake.
We're going to relocate this now. You know where Soldier Field is? That's going to be the new Obama Presidential Library.
I felt like you had a super full rundown today. Did we screw up this first hour? Did I screw
No,
up the
not
first
at all.
hour
Actually, Mike Trout was part of it. It just kind of transferred. It got into the Hall of Fame. I didn't anticipate the Hall of Fame talk, but Mike Trout hitting his 399th home run was. He actually admitted, Ross, after the game that he's been zeroed in on 400. That he's been, and I mean, it takes a lot of. Because most people say, no, I'm not thinking about it. But he actually said, I've been thinking about 400 a lot. And when that gets in your head, that's why you get a drought since August 6th, 125 plate appearances, because you're going to the plate every time going, I want to hit a home run. I want to hit a home run. You can't do that when you go to the plate. You just got to go up there.
Well, I can tell you, all the times I hit home runs, I never tried to hit a home run. And then I never hit a home run. And so maybe I should have tried to hit a home run. Because Eli had coaches that were like, hey, try to hit a home run. And he'd hit a home run. I'd be like, I should have tried to hit a home run.
I never once had a coach tell me to try to hit a home run.
Just like that one, the conversation, I've never once had a friend say to me, you know, Ross, you're pretty athletic, dude. Just be an athlete. Just go up there and just be you. That's never happened. Most of the time as I'm walking up there, like, Ross, we got to get creative, man.
We need you to be you, lay down a bunt. You be you, lay down a bunt.
Can you bunt and like get in a hot box between home and first or something, please? Try something.
Oh, man. Brock Purdy may be out 5 weeks. I wanted to get to this yesterday. We never got quite to it. Here's a guy that gets the 5-year, $265 million contract. This is the bad thing about the NFL. You get paid on past performance. You don't, with the understanding that you're going to continue the performance. Not saying but you can't, what you can't dictate are injuries.
Dude, the 49ers.
George Kittle out.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy out.
Just get McCaffrey back. Hey, all right, he's going to be healthy. We're ready to go.
My question is this, because this is how Brock Purdy got in the starting lineup. If Mac Jones comes in and they win 3, 4, 5 games with Mac Jones, not saying they're going to.
No, but they could. I mean,
yeah.
Well, let's look at their. I shouldn't have said that. I don't even know who they play. You got their schedule up in front of you?
I don't have the schedule up in front of me.
I can get it up here for us. No, Travis, I think he keeps it. 5 weeks isn't enough to win it. You're at the Saints, Cardinals, Jags at home, at the Rams, and at the Buccaneers. If Mac Jones wins 3 of those, you're in good shape. If Mac Jones beats all 5 of those teams, Mac Jones gets a win at the Rams. Mac Jones, nobody cares if they beat the Jaguars. I don't know. I don't think that's enough, though, Trav. Unless he comes out if he plays amazing. He's the reason they win those games, something like that. But
the 49ers are saying, hold on, we're paying a guy $265 million, and that's what it is. Sometimes you may have a guy who's better, but you're paying a guy a lot of money, and you're like, well, if we're paying him, we got to play him. And I'm not saying Brock Purdy's going to take it back, but it's just like, gosh.
The fact that you're paying him means you believe in him. You don't have, right? So,
yep.
Yeah, I think that he'll be fine. And I think that your other point was right too. If I'm a 49ers fan, I'm not banking on Mac Jones being fantastic, but maybe he would be.
515-517-2303. We got an hour in the books. Coming up next hour, Tyler Kluver going to be joining us at 7:30 to talk about the Hawkeyes game against UMass tomorrow. It's the gold out tomorrorow at Kinnick Stadium, and it's Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company Spirit Squad Day. So our good folks, our good friends at Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company sponsoring Spirit Squad Day. It's a day to honor the cheerleaders.
Oh, okay. Spirit Squad Day.
Okay. Herky, Spirit Squad. Hell, the band's part of the Spirit Squad. I always kind of threw the band in there.
We should have Casper on sometime to talk about being Herky.
He would fit this format just fine.
I wonder if he could really tell us. I wonder if I could get Scott to really tell us some stories. He was Tom Arnold's college roommate.
I want to know if he ever showed up at a party as Herky. Just said, you know what? They let me take the costume home tonight. I'm going to walk around campus as Herky.
That's a good question.
Because I could see Scott doing that.
We have another weird local personality celebrity connection that a lot of people don't know about that's kind of interesting. I would love to get Jackie Schmeling on our show sometime. Jackie's super fun, super fun lady. In college, she went to California. She went out to California and went to like a performing arts school, and her roommate was Meatloaf's daughter.
Really?
I'm like, maybe I made that up in my brain. I know Jackie's a fun lady. All that part is true. I know that to be fact. I'm pretty sure that she was Meatloaf's daughter's college roommate. It's an interesting experience. That's something to ask about.
Isn't that weird when you get
not at all fascinated by that? I'm like, I think that's
no,
super
I
cool.
am. I mean, you're moving in. I go, hey, I know you. Yeah, what's your name? Meat. What's your last name? Loaf.
What's your name? Cindy? What's your last name? Loaf.
Okay.
You're not related to Meatloaf,
Another
are you?
story that nobody's listening to the show is going to care about, but you have a connection to.
Okay.
who you walked the Camino with, Tim.
Yes.
You know who his daughter's college roommate was?
Did we talk about this? Who is it?
Gelman from the Regis and Kathy Lee show.
Oh,
his daughter.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that being brought up.
Hey, do I know you? Yeah, a little show. Regis and Kathy Lee.
It was huge at that time.
Yeah. I mean, and they made him kind of a star, right? Because you never saw the producer afterwards. They just did that. All right, we'll take a break. Come back with hour number 2 on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, zero sugar, zero caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
School is back and summer vacation is over. With a year of school activities and drop-offs ahead, your tires are going to be working as hard as their students. Staying on top of regular maintenance like tire rotate, balance, and alignment is key to increasing the life and performance of your tires. And right now, we are offering a back-to-school special, $199.95, tire rotate, balance, and alignment to help you stay rolling. So give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the RushRadio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Friday, everybody. The weekend is here. We've got college football. We've got Iowa State tomorrow at Arkansas State. We've got Iowa at home against UMASS. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, thank you so much. Also, if you want to make it really easy and listen on the Android Auto or the Apple CarPlay, download the Rush Radio Android app on the Google Play Store, or just go to the TuneIn app and download us there. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give us video a like, start leaving your comments in the comment section, and you can follow us on X at Rush Mornings, Facebook, The Rush with Travis and Ross, and Instagram, The Rush Radio Show. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Coming up in just a couple minutes, listen for the sounder. You're going to hear a woohoo, and that will be your cue to call to give us your weekly woohoo from the Iowa Lottery. And you're going to pick up the best call today And it's pretty subjective. Ross and I just go, oh, that had the best call. But you're going to pick up a prize pack worth $90, which includes Scratch Match and Win, Jurassic World, and Iowa Blackout scratch tickets, plus some Mega Millions free coupons, and which you can also get part to win a trip to an Iowa football game, an Iowa State football game, $100,000 cash, trip to Hawaii. We're here to set you up, folks. We're here to set you up.
Man, I got the text as we started the show this morning, Trav, from one of my buddies. Want to go to the game tomorrow? I mean, no, the answer is an obvious no. It's an obvious no, but first of all, not only because of the show, the nice thing is I could actually do the show remote.
You could.
Now we could. That's not the issue anymore. The issue is this weekend I got the kids and too much, all these other things happening. But man, you get that text, it's like an adrenaline rush for a second.
See, that's where you and I are complete opposites.
Yeah.
If somebody called me and said, "Hey, do you want to go to the game?" I'd be like, "Nope. I don't want to be in a crowd. I don't want to park. I don't want to be in a stadium. I want to be on my couch and I want to watch it and just enjoy my own emotions." Because I'm so numb. I'm still people. This is hard to understand for a lot of people because when you go to a stadium, you participate. Ross, I did over 20 years basically in a press box where you become numb to emotion, right? And you've watched me during it. Do I show much emotion during a game?
No, and I don't either. You know that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is sit and watch. I think you've definitely had a different experience than the rest of us. I think that for most of us, there is like this evolution that happens as a fan. Get in the door. First thing, get in the door. Step one. Get hooked. And then you climb into this thing of like, I want to be front row. Concerts are a great example of this. Like, man, I want to be in the front row of concerts. I had that when I bought concert tickets. I wanted to be as close to the stage as I possibly could. I hope most of you had that phase in your life. And then you're like, I don't really like this anymore. I'm too old for this. If I could get in the suite, if I could go from being in the front row to being in the suite, that's the way. And you kind of go through this evolution. You were lucky enough. You really were. You were blessed in that you're kind of moved to the front of the class. I'm not being a smartass here.
But there's rules to be at the front of the class, and that is no emotion.
That's part of it. I've told you that in my Rose Bowl story. Christian McCaffrey makes the cut. Who was the linebacker that's out in the flat? The very first play. Somebody will remember it because it's Christian McCaffrey makes the cut, and the press room for the Iowa press went, oh. And they made the announcement.
Reminder, no cheering in the press box.
And it was a gasp. It was like, we're not cheering. That was the air leaving the room.
That was the realization. We just been out here for about a week, and it's going to be over really quick.
I love, through the chat here, I mentioned Casper earlier. And the guys are talking about that one of the guys runs into Casper every morning. And he was like, Alan's writing about it right now. He's like, yeah. He's like, I get little factoids from Scott every day. Well, the guy's like, what was his factoid today? He's like, well, I didn't see him this morning, but yesterday he told me Kurt Angle's preferred flavor of dip. It's mint, if you're wondering. That's a Scott. That checks. That's the type of stuff Scott says.
He probably sends him logs. Hey, Kurt, got you something. Here's a log.
He pulled off one of the greatest, the movie Kingpin with Bill Murray.
Love it. Love Kingpin.
Yeah. So one night we're calling the races down at the fairgrounds and it gets rained out. And so he and I end up going downtown. And he had this sweet like BMW convertible at the time. And we end up having, hey, Biscuit. Go get him. Doing good, okay? All right. So we end up going downtown, having dinner, and as we're pulling out of dinner, rain has stopped, and now there's couples walking around downtown, and these two ladies are walking towards us, and they are dressed in beautiful dresses. And we're at a stoplight, and Scott goes, "That is a beautiful dress." And one of the ladies says, "Well, thank you." And the light goes green, and Scott says, "Oh, I wasn't talking to you."
That's mean. That's mean.
Was funny. It was good. It was funny. It was funny.
Did she flip you off on the way?
I think they both laughed. Actually, it's in the delivery. When I say it, it comes across creepy and mean. I promise.
If I said it, it would be mean.
Yeah, but when Scott said it, it was funny. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!"
And she's like, "He was flirting with me."
Yeah, right. I think that was the attitude. One day, if we had this pastor that would do the invocation, he would stand there do the races and pray for the right drivers before the races, and then he would just stand in the press box with us. Very quiet man. And one Friday night, he's like, "Guys, I need to apologize for last week." What? He's like, "Yeah, I was really off my game last week. I'd had knee surgery last Wednesday. And when I came here last Wednesday, I was all hopped up on pain pills, and I apologize." And Scott went over and he put his big old arm around him, and he's like, "Oh, Pastor, why didn't you tell us you had pain pills?"
Actually, that kind of ran through my head. Scott was probably like, "Why didn't you share?"
That's why I love you. That's why I love you. You guys. That's why I love Scott. Brilliant guy. I've always said you don't talk, you just experience, Scott.
You know what it's time for? That's right.
Yeah.
The weekly woohoo. Now is the time to call at 515-517-2303. We'll get some time for the calls to come in. Remember, the call screener is AI. Try to enunciate your voice the best you can. And don't call with an unknown number or block number, because I need to reach out to you after this. But if you want to win a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery and the weekly woohoo, now is the time to do so. 515-517-2303. Anything make you go woohoo this week, Ross?
You know, I even wrote it down, and we talked about it earlier, but man, I'm really enjoying our conversations with Coach Stepsis. And again, I'm going golfing today, and this is my most comfortable golfing shirt. Thank you, Gary Presnall, for the invitation to the UNI basketball golf outing a few years ago, and this awesome polo that came with it. And but I really enjoyed that conversation. I thought that his that line that we repeated earlier today, "Your head and your heart need to be where your ass is." That's a really good instruction for kids, for young people going into the world. Invest in where you are, and I'm really impressed with Coach Stepsis. We're very lucky here in the state of Iowa, man. Travis, you've been around a lot of coaches in your life, and there have been some you didn't like. There have been some that you've been able to come away from and say, this ain't it. Man, we've been really lucky here in the state of Iowa.
We have been.
With rare exceptions. I saw Steve Alford get a mention earlier. I think it was because are New Mexico and UCLA playing tonight? Is that one of the games?
Is that tonight? I know they're playing this week, but I don't know if it's tonight. It's a must-win for UCLA. I do know that. As you look, 515-517-2303. Let's go to John. John, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Who's your Iowa Lottery woohoo for the week?
My woohoo for the week is the Phillies sweeping the Mets and leading the National League East.
So when did you become a Phillies fan? I'm just curious.
Back in 1980, my parents went on vacation to Idaho, and they decided to bring me a souvenir back, and I got a Phillies helmet. Don't ask me why they picked up a Phillies helmet in Idaho, but they did. And I've been a Phillies fan ever since.
Isn't that funny?
But what a cool time to be a Phillies fan, man, with Steve Carlton and Mike Schmidt.
Yep, went through a lot of rotten years in between, but I am one of the rare Phillies fans in Iowa.
That's a good one, John.
That's a good one. Hey, John, just to let you know, if you win, I'll be texting you. I'll need some information, but it's if you win, I'm just letting you know I'll be texting you, okay?
All right, sounds great. Thanks guys. Have
Appreciate
a great day.
Yep. 515-517-2303. Let's go to Lori. Lori, who is your Iowa Lottery weekly woohoo?
My husband, Dave, he is cancer-free after having stage 3 colon cancer.
Oh, my gosh.
awesome.
Holy cow, Lori. That is awesome
Yeah.
news. How
So
long
he-
how long did that fight take?
Last June till this May. So it was quite a long time going through chemo and some other health things that popped up, but he is cancer-free. Woo-hoo!
That is that's a huge woohoo, Lori. Huge woohoo to you and to Dave. Tell him, give him a big high five and a hug for us.
I will. Thank you. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, Lori.
You too,
Appreciate
Lori.
it.
Thank you so much.
I do, I forgot to put this disclaimer out there about the weekly woohoo. And because we are worldwide, because we're an internet radio station, you have to be in the state of Iowa. Your address, you have to be in the state of Iowa to win this prize pack.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
So just to be aware, not that you can't participate, but if you're not in the state of Iowa, they can't send it to you. So just be aware of that.
All right. Well, if nothing else, maybe we can come up with something to. If Lori's not in the state of Iowa, maybe not that she's already won. Contest is still running. Finish line's still out there. Let's race.
515-517-2303. Who's this?
Max.
Matt or Max?
Max.
What's up, Max?
What's up, Max?
Hey, nothing much. Hey, my daughter, I'm going to be a grandpa today.
Yes.
And she's adopting two kids today.
Wow. So it's a double whammy just like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. 10 and 8-year-olds. So I'm proud, happy for it. For this today.
That's a very happy day, Max.
Max, can I ask? I'm going to ask a personal question. Did she foster beforehand?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. She's been doing foster care for 3 years.
That's awesome. So congratulations. It's going to be awesome. Hope you're going to do you have to go to court and sign the papers? How does that all work?
Yeah. I don't know. Is there like a celebration type of thing that happens today?
He's in a tunnel.
11:30 today. We go to court for them to be adopted. Then tomorrow we're having a celebration, little party for their friends and stuff and family. So
excellent stuff.
Big thing.
Thanks, Max. Appreciate it.
People that adopt are special, Max. You'd be very proud of your daughter. That's a very, very cool thing. Man, this is awesome.
We've had good ones today. Keep them coming, folks, at 515-517-2303. Let's go to Jason. Jason, are you in the state of Iowa?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I was just curious about the area code, but I'm glad you're in the state of Iowa. Who's your weekly woohoo?
My weekly woohoo is the Packers defense shutting down Washington last night.
Micah Parsons is a pretty good player, isn't
he? He has made our defense pretty special.
Jason, what did you think of the white unis? Because I'll be honest, man, the game, I turned the corner and I was like, oh, the Jets are on.
Yeah, I don't like the white that much.
Yeah, it was
weird. Green.
I mean, it was weird. What was it more, the white jersey or the white helmet? Because it was the Packers helmet has always been that yellow to me, right? And you're like, oh, a white helmet for the Packers.
Yeah, just turning it on, you're like, who are we playing here? What team's white?
Yeah, it took a beat. It took a half beat for my brain to be like, what? Why are the Jets wearing the Green Bay helmets? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, why they got a G on their side?
Yeah.
So go Pack.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate
it. Have a good day. Thank you.
Hey, real quick, I do have a woohoo for us.
Okay.
Audrey doesn't have to wear a uniform today. They've been so good at school. They got so many points that today they don't have to wear uniforms. The teachers have to dress up.
The teachers have to wear uniforms.
The teachers have to wear uniforms. Nice. Still have some time left in the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo. 515-517-2303 is the number to call if you want to try to win that $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. Again, it's open. It's open. Ross, we got some good college. Of course, Iowa State's going to be at Arkansas State. Iowa's going to be at home against UMass. We're going to be talking to Tyler Kluver coming up at the bottom of the hour about that. Other college football games this week that I think are almost must-watches, and because Iowa plays at 6 o'clock, we're going to have time to do so. Georgia at Tennessee already. You've got a big showdown with Georgia at Tennessee. You got South Florida and Miami. That's probably the most intriguing game, right? Because you had South Florida that knocked off Boise State. Then they went and beat Florida. And now we're going to find out if I don't think we're going to find out if South Florida is for real. If they lose at Miami, you're like, okay, you just lost to a top 5 team. But
yeah, you're right. I think you had me with the Georgia Tennessee. That's a 2:30 kick.
Yeah.
None of the 11 a.m. games are crazy. I
that
mean,
Alabama-Wisconsin game, I think Wisconsin, I want to know how bad Wisconsin's going to get trashed.
Okay, I like that. Wisconsin at Alabama, 11 a.m. on ABC. ESPN is Clemson at Georgia Tech. The Fox game is Oregon at Northwestern. There's number 4 Oregon at North. I mean, unless that's a game, Trav, that you wait for the text from your buddies, right? It'd be like, holy shit, Northwestern's giving them a game.
515-517-2303. Is this Jeff or Jeffers?
Jeff.
Jeff, what's up? Who's your weekly woohoo?
My woohoo is Iowa Hawkeyes.
Why is that?
Because they're going to turn around this week and pass for 300 yards. It's going to be amazing.
I like he's doing a woohoo in advance.
I like this. I like that. Yeah. The weekly look ahead woohoo.
Yes.
The weekend woohoo. All right, Jeff. How are you going to feel if Gronowski, if they win the game 35-3, and Gronowski throws for 107 yards?
Sad.
That's a good word for it. That's a fair.
Ross, if they only score 35 tomorrow, I'm gonna be on fire tomorrow night.
What are you expecting, dude?
I'm raising my expectations.
Who's coaching the team tomorrow?
I don't care. They need to get in the 40s. Jeff's with me, aren't you, Jeff? You're with me, Jeff. They got to hit 40.
He wants 300 yards through the year.
You know, the best statement a couple weeks ago was when we were playing Albany, and somebody said if they were playing South Dakota State, they'd lose by 50, but it's Iowa, so it'll be 32-6. So telling.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for the phone call, man. Appreciate it. 515-517.
I love the optimism of this segment. This is cool.
It is.
Thank you, Iowa Lottery, for signing up for this and letting us, because this is fun to have this. It's not.
It's positive.
Yeah. It's not cynical.
The old penalty box was cynical and mean, which is down my corner, but it is what it is. Let's go to TJ. TJ, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Who's your Iowa Lottery weekly woohoo?
I have two.
Okay.
Yesterday was my daughter's birthday, and today is my birthday.
That's very cool.
Couldn't you have planned a little better?
Yeah, I tried to tell the ex to hold on for one more day. But
that's why she's the ex.
Day would have been cool.
That's why she's the ex. She didn't hold on.
There's a lot of reasons why she's the ex.
Really, give us one. Give me one reason why she's.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Good for you, TJ. Smart man.
You want to sit down and have a beer, I'll go on the list, but I'm not doing it on the air.
I tried. I'm just trying to get to know you a little bit better.
Just got to go fishing with TJ. Go fishing with TJ. You'll get the dirt.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll tell you what. I'll give you the dirt at Willis over some cocktails and shrimp.
Okay, we'll be sitting by a Cadillac, and he'd be like, "Here's this crazy. Here's this crazy."
That's good. Happy birthday, TJ.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
You bet. Bye-bye.
I'm here to ask questions, and I would not be doing my job if I didn't ask the proper questions. Right, Ross?
A couple of years ago when I was going through my divorce, and one of my good friends was also going through one around the same time. He was about a year behind me on it. And then I remember we were on a fishing trip, and one of the guys had been through a couple divorces, and it literally was like the divorce boat one day. We looked around, we're like,
the divorce boat. Single guys wherever you see. The divorce boat.
Yeah. A lot of counseling happened on that boat that day.
A lot of counseling, a lot of bidding. My wife walks in and gives me that stink eye. See, now we're going to be sitting apart tonight at the table again.
Oh, man. That's awesome. It's not awesome. But it's better. See, you going to try to snuggle up on her? Sidle up? Just tonight, when you go to plate the dinner, and you set it in front of her.
Is that what we're calling? Is that a euphemism for something? We're going to plate the dinner?
Just sidle up on her and slide in like, hey, baby.
I know a lot of people are going to be watching the Iowa Hawkeyes tomorrow night, and the game should be over by the time this hits. But we haven't talked at all about this. There's a big, big, big fight tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
Alvarez and Crawford tomorrow night.
Dude, and Netflix has been trying. Netflix has been doing the build-up for this thing. They've really been trying to get eyeballs onto this. Are you going to watch this?
Absolutely. Well, I've known Bud since he was a Golden Gloves champ in Omaha, right? So I'm going to watch it. It's at Allegiant Stadium. A lot of people believe Bud Crawford, pound for pound, is the best puncher out there. He's moving up 2 divisions to fight this, Ross. So he's the smaller of the two. He's 37 years old. Alvarez 35. Are we getting them in their prime? No.
Hell no. This is boxing, like we talked about a couple months ago when this thing got started to pick up steam. This is what boxing is now. You don't get guys in their prime to fight against each other because of promoters. It's kind of a shame. I mean, it really is, because we're not going to get and the world will now see a 37-year-old Bud Crawford, and they'll go, "Whoa!" And hopefully before the fight, they're showing videos of him when he was 23 years old and just lightning fast. And people go, "Oh, this guy's been for 15 years. He's been doing this." Yeah. Yep.
Why haven't we seen him?
Because boxing.
I'm going to ask Tyler Kluver in the next segment because, he's a workout fiend. If he would ever get in the cage.
I haven't noticed. Kluver works out?
Kluver works out. He's kind of a...
it doesn't show.
He doesn't have a 6-pack. He has a 12-pack.
Dude, he posts... So we got that deal with Ray, right? Where Ray Q is like, every time we have Stepsis on, my wife is like, hey, Stepsis is on. Kluver posts these videos, and I'm like, leave some for the rest of us, dude.
You know what he needs? He needs an OnlyFans page. He needs an OnlyFans page.
He probably has one.
You think he has one? We'll ask him when he come back. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. And I want to take a moment to share our smoking hot deals we got going on for the month of August. Right now we got a 20% discount on brake pads and rotors, and also a 50% discount on alignments with the purchase of 4 new tires. That's a $90 value. And don't forget to ask about our Lexus Tire Price Match Guarantee. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you for watching and stay cool.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you, taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make. Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. I wanted to take this opportunity to personally invite you to our Willis New Car Show on September 16th. This is your opportunity to visit us in our home for free food, drink, and entertainment. Please visit us on our socials for more details or stop in and speak to any of our associates. We hope to see you there.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Coming up tomorrow after the Iowa game, it is the Black and Gold Rush live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. We're going to be right on after the game. Soon as the clock hits 0, our countdown will start. We'll give you a couple minutes to hop on with us. It's the Black and Gold Rush. Iowa takes on UMASS tomorrow. You can listen at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app, on the TuneIn app, or, of course, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those good spots. Ross, do we have a winner for the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo?
Dude, if you're going to let me pick, I've got to go with Lori. I love that Max is having the wonderful day today, adding to his tribe and getting a couple of kids adopted into the family. That's awesome. But man, celebrating a cancer-free thing, that's
woohoo worthy.
That's woohoo. A lot of woohoos today, man. TJ with the birthdays. I loved Jeff and the Hawkeyes. That because at first we're like, what's your woohoo? He goes, the Hawks. Well, what about them? Jeff, he goes, what do you mean? What of the Hawks? He used to be excited about the Hawks. It's this weekend. We're gonna. And then it kind of clicked, and you know what I mean?
He's prognosticating.
Yeah, he is optimistic. We're going to throw for 300 yards, is what he said, Tyler Kluver. That's what the expectation is tomorrow night for Mark Gronowski. Travis thinks the Hawks are going to score. What do you say, Travis? 78 points? How many?
No, if they don't score 40, I am disappointed. I'm going to be upset tomorrow if they don't put 40 on the board.
Setting yourself up, aren't you?
I am. I'm a glutton for punishment. I am a glutton for punishment, Tyler.
I want to, before we get into it, I want to say that every Friday is a woohoo for me with you guys.
Oh, thanks. That's
and
cool.
This is no BS. I don't, you can ask my wife. I don't chop it up and like, I tell it how it is. Like Thursday nights, I get excited. I'm a weirdo. You guys mentioned the workout stuff. As I was.
Is that true? Do you work out?
Every once in a while. Every once in a while. I don't look like Coach Stepsis. That man's beautiful.
That's gross.
Did you see the interview yesterday? I know you said you liked the interviews with Coach Stepsis.
Yeah, I watched yesterday. Yeah.
The dude's awesome.
Yeah, he's cool. He's really cool.
But remember how Fred Hoiberg was like perfect?
Yeah.
And at some point you were like, I love this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the same. Coach Stepsis is the same way. Him talking about working out, running pregame. Yeah. The air doesn't affect me up here.
My line for guys like that is,
Dude's
I bet you're good at ping pong.
Yeah. That guy's good at everything.
They're just good at everything.
Yeah,
right.
I've got a couple friends like that. I'm not that guy. I've had to, and probably out of the jealousy or insecurity is why on the workout front I've built myself into something respectable. But no, I lay in bed. Usually where I was going with that is my thing every day is like, I can't wait to look at my exercise programming, and no one's going to relate to this, but I'll lay in bed at night and look at my workout for the next day, just like, rubbing my hands together. I'm excited. What do I get to lift tomorrow? What piece do I get to do? What's my running piece? All this stuff. But then on that, Friday is my favorite day of the week because, I mean, obviously, right? But I get to start the day with you guys. I set up my work schedule mostly so that my Friday is somewhat clear. I get to, I take my kid to daycare. I hop on with y'all. The games are coming up. Football's starting. Thursday night football recap. I usually try and go play when it's nice out, little, like one round of disc golf on Fridays, a little hobby.
Do you smoke weed?
I didn't know you were. Yeah.
I don't smoke weed.
What? That's how you say it's, but disc golf.
That is the I would say that's a really good. We could get into a 2-hour-long disc golf conversation. That's a really good. Those are collateral. Those run parallel.
Okay. Do you smell weed when you're out there?
Sometimes. Those are. That is definitely a pre-COVID sort of stereotype. After the COVID boom of like, oh, we can't go do anything. Disc golf's like the only thing you can go do. Disc golf blew up with COVID.
Oh, okay. It got
now the stoners are pissed. The stoners are pissed.
Okay, I didn't know that.
The stoners are like, who are all these people on our course?
It went mainstream, and now you see like real athletes go and play like me.
Oh, they hate you.
Yeah, they're good though. They're really good.
Says
too bad on what? Not smoking weed?
No, I think all that conversation. I mean, that Revs. Have you ever heard the term? If the only tool you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Everything's
yeah. Rev's hammer is weed.
Oh, that's fine.
And
I'm
so
cool.
everything looks like a bong.
I'm cool with weed. I have nothing against it. I'm personally, body's a temple. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't have time for it.
Dude, I messed up last night. I didn't even tell Travis this because I got a bottle of wine and had a couple of glasses. Travis had some of the port, which is like 20%. It's heavy.
Wine's good.
So good.
If I drink, it's usually wine.
But man, I don't know if it was too late, if it was something in it. I could not sleep then all night long. I tossed and turned and rolled.
Yeah, I'll tell you what was in it: the alcohol.
Yeah, and I don't drink a lot because again, the body is a temple.
It is.
So
you only get one, by the way.
I was waiting for Travis's response.
I'm sorry.
I agree with you.
I was
on all of
texting
that.
Lori to make sure that it's Lori. So Lori, if you're still listening, I just text you to say, "Hey, is this Lori?" Because you work out, and we haven't talked about the Hawks yet because they're playing UMass and they're going to put.
I was going to say
points.
we could have a conversation that just is like it doesn't have to be about the Hawks. This game is going to be another Albany. Albany.
Albany.
Have you ever thought about getting in the cage? Have you ever wanted to fight?
So this is a great question because Drake, my co-host, he quit the podcast.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he's actually shown up for 3 weeks in a row for the preview podcasts. He's now Kittle's personal security. His life is one that seriously could be you could write a book about it someday. Right out of college, he moved out to Arizona. He's always been into MMA and fighting and stuff like that, but then he got into it. And now he trains with one of the best guys in the PFL, was in his corner for the championship like 2 weeks ago. Trains and is friends with Ryan Bader, who's the heavyweight champ of
absolutely
Bader
was had a UFC career.
Yeah.
Ryan Bader was tough.
Yep.
Dude.
What's the other promotion that went
Pride?
No, Bellator.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He was like heavyweight champ in Bellator for a long time, and now they're both in the PFL. Absolute dogs. And so Drake has, he's been in jiu-jitsu and then started mixed martial arts, and so we always get the update from him, right?
Okay.
And he's had 2 fights now. He's 2-0, and there's no chance in hell I would ever do that. And he would laugh if he heard you ask me that question because I'm like the least confrontational. Like I look like I could handle myself. And if something popped off in a public situation, like I'm probably going to be more capable than most people. But if it's hand-to-hand combat,
Here's the thing,
not well
Tyler.
equipped.
Tough guys know tough guys.
Yeah.
I'm not a tough guy.
I'm not
and it doesn't. I've got friends, fortunately, kind of like Drake, that are, and they will remind you very quickly.
Am I the only person on the show to be in a fight?
No, I've been in fights.
Yeah, I've been
as an adult.
Oh yeah, no. Here's my thing with that. This is maybe an interesting take. This might be an interesting take, and this is not necessarily 100% true. But like, if you get in a fight as an adult, what are we doing? You know,
I got fired for getting in a fight with my boss. You've never heard this story?
Holy
This
shit!
fight. Tyler, you
Wausau,
gotta hear this
Wisconsin.
story. It's so great.
This is why
Wisconsin.
If I didn't have to take my kid to daycare, I'd just come on for the entire second hour.
Oh.
Honest to God,
Working at
Wausau,
a
Wisconsin,
TV station,
1993.
right?
What's that?
Working at a TV station in Wausau?
Yeah, so I'm the weekend anchor. My sports director is at the time we clashed, and I just walked in and I said, "You want to go outside?" And before you know it, we're outside, and we're going fisticuffs on the busiest street in Wausau. Boss pulls up, general manager pulls up in his Jeep Grand Cherokee. 10 minutes later, we both got fired. And I went full hockey jersey. I pulled his dress shirt over his head and just started going to town.
And you're not a small guy, Trav. How tall are you?
Well, my driver's license says 6 foot, but I'm shrinking now that I'm getting older, so I'm 5'11" and a half now.
Okay. I mean,
6 foot at the time. Yeah,
bigger than your average human, yeah.
But he was 5'6", so I towered over him.
Wow.
And Travis had that advantage of growing up with brothers, and so you got,
True story, Tyler. Last year, the TV station in Wausau wanted to do, and Ross remembers this, wanted to do a 30-year anniversary story on the fight. They want, so I did a sit-down interview with them, did this. Keith Blyer, who is the sports director at the time, would not consent to the interview, and they wouldn't run the story because they wanted both sides. I'm like, this isn't a cracking news story. It's just two guys that get fired that went on to do pretty good after they got fired. But
sounds like you have to fight him now.
No.
That with the documentary says since it's from northern Wisconsin, the documentary is going to be called UMASS. Tyler, here's an important part of the story. Somehow in the fight, Travis lost his wedding ring. Now, I've always been curious about. Now they went back and found it that night. You guys went back to the parking lot.
My wife found it. It was shut. It got buried in the snow because it's northern Wisconsin. There's like 2 feet of snow.
I bet your wife was super pleased with that,
dude.
Just that day
my wife was so pissed. I was making $12,500 a year.
So so that's a good start. But it was like what, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
32 years ago now.
So I mean, that it went a lot further then. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't even born when this happened.
Yeah, Wausau is probably you're basically free cost of living. So you had to call your wife and say,
"I got fired."
Hey, honey, I got fired. I got in a fight with another adult man in the parking lot. Oh, and by the way, can you come help me look for the wedding ring? Because I can't find it. She should have divorced you right there.
She should have divorced me many, many, many times in the last 33 years. But she didn't, thank God. But she should have. Yeah. And the sad thing is, that's not the last time I've thrown a punch as an adult.
See, so that's the thing is like, there's a balance of, and context matters. But if you're getting into fights as an adult, there's this emotional intelligence, sort of like maturity component to it that I'm like, how many strikes do you get until you're just like maybe you're the problem, right?
Oh, I was the problem. I fully embrace my anger issues.
Okay.
I don't think I have them. I had daddy issues. I've talked about my daddy issues here.
Okay. Yeah, that's a real thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And not that, and different daddy issues. I didn't talk to my dad for 26 years. I've told the story many times here.
Well,
didn't go to his funeral. So I mean, there's, but I was dealing with stuff, and I would take it out aggressively there. And
Isn't
now you
it
look
funny
back
how
and go,
things manifest?
It really does.
I think it's super impressive also, Tyler, that he can use it. Honestly, it is entertainment for him now, and like you see that he has processed it well. And Travis, every now and again, people will call me and go, now I see why you love this guy so much.
But see, Tyler, I mean, this is where my brain goes, and don't take this the wrong way. I'll go like marathon runners. People have to run all the time. They've got issues. Yeah. I would look at you and go, you're suppressing something because you work out so much.
I've been honest with myself that I quite literally believe that my drive for working out, I always enjoyed it. Like you get that first taste of the weight room in high school and you're like, oh my God, I can bench 135. I'm the best. Right.
And I got 2 45-pound plates on each side. That's like the goal. You're like, I got the 245.
Oh my God. It's great. Right. But I've taken the working out past like the bro split of like, hey, we're going to bench 3 times a week to like insane levels. And I really believe that there was in a very formative time in my life, 10, 12 years ago now, when I walked into the University of Iowa, I felt, and not just felt, but I was very blatantly inadequate as an athlete. I was in a vastly different universe than my peers. Drake Kulik, who I just talked about, who was my roommate freshman year, when we would get ready for bed at the end of the night and, he took his shirt off in the mirror in the dorm room, I was like, this guy's a gladiator. We're 18 years old. I thought I was a good high school athlete. And if you saw a picture of me when I was 18, it was like, Doyle used to joke, like, you're the only guy that's ever been in this program that still has his baby fat at 18 years old. That was his joke for me. And so some of those things stuck, and I will remember that stuff forever. And I found CrossFit at sort of that age and wasn't able to kind of act on it because we were doing the football workouts for 5 years. But like being enough and being on the same level as Josie Jewell and all these athletes that I was training against and having to compete with every single day created an insecurity in me that was like, I don't have what these guys have genetically, but I know, you can control 2 things, your attitude and your effort. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think Doyle and that Iowa program
did something to you.
Forged by fire a drive in me to never let someone outwork me physically. And it's taken me to places now at 31 years old where people are like, dude, what's wrong with you? And it is an issue. It's like there's a deep seated thing there. I've been laying on my garage floor multiple times in and out of like tunnel vision because I push myself to a spot that's I've been some crazy.
To be honest with you, I've watched some of your videos like in your garage and you're doing like massive weight. I'm like, why is nobody spotting you? If something happened, I keep okay.
Actually, you're right. This
like
about
dangerous.
So most of those are like Olympic lifting. I'm in space. I'm very like, there's no one should be spotting me on a lot of that stuff. I can bail a squat. The one thing that did get me, and this has never happened before, my thumb is still jacked up. I dropped 275 on my chest about 6 weeks ago benching. It slipped out of my hand, dislocated my thumb, and crushed my chest. And then I had to like sit up and get it off of me. And then I stood there for like 5 minutes in shock. I've benched for like 16 years now. I've never accidentally dropped a bar, and I dropped 275 pounds on my chest. Walked in after the workout and was like, okay, I'm fine, but you're not going to like what just happened. I just got crushed by the bench after telling this to my wife. And she's like, okay, didn't need to know that.
Giant bruise and
my chest felt like I got shot.
Dude.
For like a good 2 days. And then fortunately I am pretty durable. So, the way that I've built myself up probably helped with the recovery there. But yeah, really my thumb took the most beating.
How long before you got back on the bench?
It was it was a week, but until I started really putting like significant weight and like, there's a little bit of PTSD there. Then look, you sit under the bench the next time and I'm like gripping it as tight as I can. Yeah. So I have issues.
Have you ever done, I had a buddy that was a power lifter and could, I think at one point could bench press north of 500 pounds.
Sure. Yeah.
And we would go and watch him in these competitions where the guys would wear these bench press shirts. Right.
Yeah.
And dude, Tyler, I've never the only thing I can explain it, and you've been in that room when those videos leak of like Tristan Wirfs trying to, squat 1,000 pounds or whatever it is, and the entire room, you can feel the testosterone pouring out of the phone, right?
Yeah.
When I would go watch my buddy do the powerlifting, dude, that's the only time I've been around something that was like that, where it was an alarming amount of testosterone.
Oh, yeah, that's juice, baby, right there. That's the juice. I'll tell you what, there's nothing better. I wish I had it because it was good for like an extra 5 to 10% on your lift. The max day inside the weight room at Iowa, or really most college programs, when all your boys, like everybody's maxing that day, right? So at some point, once you get through your warm-up, everybody kind of gathers around whoever's next. And you unrack that bar, or you get it, you got it in your hands, and you just, again, same stuff that Mark was feeling on the field that first game.
Yeah, the electricity.
You're feeling it roll through your entire body, and it's almost all positive. There's almost no way you can use that in the wrong way in the weight room. And that weight feels light. It's the best day ever when it's max day in the weight room.
I never experienced that.
All right, I've been saving this one, but now we got a couple minutes left, and we don't want to talk about UMass.
I'm not even sure what there is to talk about. They're like down their quarterback. They don't have receiver. Like, we're going to murder this team.
Again, 40 points. If they don't put 40 on.
Okay, what's your expectation then, Tyler? Because, I mean, my expectation is still not going to be much. I just don't think that Kirk goes out there and tries to beat the crap out of a team. I think that it's like a 35-3 game, something like that.
Yeah, it might get a little worse than that. I would say the expectation isn't so much, and it never really is for me on the scoreboard. It's more about like what it looks like.
Yeah,
and what they're doing. And so I think, most people have talked all week on our show. We talked about how like this needs to be a game where you kind of just don't run it. Like, you need to figure stuff out in the pass game, and you don't have many more left on the schedule where you're pretty confident you're going to win the game, and you can go out and get live reps in the passing game and figure stuff out. So they have to do that. People have made a lot of good points. Like, hey, and I was generally not great on the script to come out in the first quarter and do well. Like, if you're going to be bad in the scripted plays, make them 3 throwing plays then. Like, if you're going to go 3 and out, do it passing.
Right.
And like, see some concepts, see what it looks like. So I think you got to be like 70-30 here, pass run.
Okay.
And
it slows the game down. 6 o'clock. That means we don't go until 10.
6:30, right?
Yeah, 6:30. Not good.
6:30.
Not good.
Look at his face. That's
not
bedtime. Good. That's bedtime for my old man. Come on.
I had the thought yesterday. I was like, I might have to tell Travis and Ross I can't do this.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, don't feel obligated tomorrow.
Well, next Friday, Rutgers. That might be one. But I think I'm good for tomorrow. But yeah, what else is there to say? Like, they need to go win this one confidently from the start, pass the ball well. That's it.
All right. That's all for that. Travis, I've been saving this one for you. Okay.
Okay.
And Tyler and I have talked about this, but I don't know how many of our listeners are aware of this. Tyler's grandpa was like a local celebrity. When I was a kid, when you turned on the TV on Saturday mornings, there was this guy that was a botanist that would go on TV. His name was Jerry Kluver. He was like almost like a cross between Mr. Rogers and Mr. Science. Or Mr. Wizard. Remember Mr. Wizard, the science guy?
That's a great way to put it.
Really, he was. He was super friendly, and he was incredibly knowledgeable, but he had this way of talking about it that
made plants cool?
It did. It made plants cool, and you could understand it as a kid. And, dude, it was like a call-in show.
Yeah.
People would call in, and they would go, hey, Jerry, I've got this whatever plant I can't figure out, and this is what's happening. And he would go, oh, well, your soil mixture might be wrong, and you need da-da-da. That was Kluver's grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's great, so still local celebrity. The thing I get recognized for the most is you're Jerry's grandson, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah. They know me from the podcast, but then they put it 2 and 2 together, and the more important thing is that I'm Jerry's grandson. And I did the podcast for like years, not really putting 2 and 2 together. And then finally, one of my relatives, an aunt or an uncle, was like mentioned it just like at a Christmas one year. Is like, yeah, you've really leaned into to your grandpa's natural ability. And I was like, oh my God, this is where the talking and the podcasting and like my career now, my livelihood, this is where it comes from. Like I got it from my grandpa. He was doing this stuff 20 years ago. Call-in show before it was even a thing. And you're right. People would call in. I remember my parents would get me up and you're like, hey, your grandpa's going to be on TV.
Yeah.
And like, Jerry, I just can't figure out my tulips. And you'd have these, the demographic was great, like middle to older age women and men. They would call in, and he was the garden guru. He'd literally go to the state fair, and they'd set him up in that little like gazebo over by like the main intersection there.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me you have the best garden and greenery in the neighborhood.
No, I might.
He got the talking, not the green thumb. He's a better football player than Grandpa, or should I say that? Was Grandpa a football player?
No, Jerry wasn't an athlete.
Okay.
No, right. There's no athletic. We're a little confused at where the athletic genes came from because he ended up having 4 boys, who all were great at Ankeny back in the day in the 80s and 90s. And my grandpa's like 5'6", and when he was younger, I mean, he might have been 140. I mean, he was not an athlete, but he had 4 studs for kids, and that's sort of turned
DNA
into
test.
Grandkids that have all played sports too.
Don't do 23andMe. Don't do 23andMe.
The chat has been good. A lot of folks have been like, "Oh, yeah, they remember your grandpa well." Also, I apologize, Tyler. I didn't know he's still alive. That's
he
awesome.
is.
That's
yeah, they're kicking. They are, and he still works. He retired from all of that, but he's still like, he's a sample guy at Hy-Vee.
No way.
Oh yeah. And he's slinging, Cheez-Its or whatever. He's unbelievable. My brother still goes over there like once a week, cause my brothers live in Ankeny, and yeah, they're crushing it.
Well, yeah, make sure you tell him we talked about him.
I will.
And Des Moines still thinks very fondly of him. And
I will.
He's a big part of my childhood, man. He really was. That was fun to do.
Maybe we can get him on sometime. Maybe we do a foursome here with have the Kluvers on. Would he be able to figure out the software?
I know he figured out how to Facebook comment because he comments on everything. I don't know. The StreamYard might be a little too much for him, but if it's a dangerous game you're playing because that guy can talk forever.
We might have to mark off the whole hour.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyler, good stuff today, man. I'm glad you like getting up and spending your Friday mornings with us.
Love it.
Let me know about tomorrow. You're under no obligation, but we're going to be on late and we're going to be having fun. So, Tyler Kluver, everybody, host of the Washed-Up Walk-ons podcast. Find it wherever you download your podcast. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it, buddy.
You, bud.
See you guys.
See ya. All right, tomorrow it is the Black and Gold Rush live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. We're going to be on right after the game. So make sure to download that TuneIn app, the Rush Radio Android app. You can find us at therushladio.com or just watch on YouTube. Phone calls make that show work. So get ready to call in and let us know.
We have taken more phone calls in the first 2 weeks than we did in ever in the old format. So it's great. Loving it.
It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
It's Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
It's September in Iowa, and that means the Cy-Hawk game. And while you do have to choose between two teams,
go Hawks, by the way,
you don't have to choose between good service and competitive pricing. For the month of September, we have one of our best service packages for $299.99. This includes oil change, tire rotation, brake fluid exchange, and additives. Get your Nissan tailgate ready with Willis Nissan. Schedule online or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.